Hello, little ones. Would you like to hear a story? I've got one for you. Of dungeons and douchebags. Long ago, the land of Irion was governed by many majestic empires. The humans of the plains, the elves of the forest, the Oreads of the mountains, the Merrow of the oceans, and the kobolds and Okiti taking what was left. But, as is so common amongst all with darkness in their hearts, those who had power would not be satisfied until they had more. War broke out, alliances being made and broken in a second, as the once civilized races slew each other in droves in vain attempts to get one more seat of power. The kobolds, on the brink of annihilation, sought out a new draconic god who would protect them. Instead, they found Jagotha. A powerful and terrible dragon, Jagotha cared not for the suffering of those around him. Taking advantage of the warring continent, Jagotha razed Irion to the ground, seeking to carve a mighty empire in his name. A last desperate alliance stood firm against Jagotha, and after a terrible battle, the dragon was finally slain. With Irion torn apart, and no one in any shape to continue the war, an armistice was reached, and the Great War ended. Now, many years later, Irion has started to rebuild, and the Age of Clockwork has begun. And our unlikely heroes, gathered first to celebrate a harvest festival, may soon find themselves at the center of another war. Trevlon, the halfling bard.
I'm gonna get to the bottom of this mystery. Right after I've had this little nap.
Corellian, the kobold paladin.
You must understand, I will do whatever it takes.
Malifane, the half-elf rogue.
You have me rather curious. Tell me something about you.
Thavagath, the Goliath barbarian.
With victory comes honor. And goes.
And Momo, the Arakakra cleric.
You seem tense. Let me help you.
From humble beginnings, these brave adventurers may soon find themselves the key to saving the fallen empires.
Last time on Dungeons and Douchebags, Fallen Empires. Our heroes met up with Old Ran back at the Fiery Grog Tavern, where he reintroduced them to Solana Vallejo, the elf who had hired them early in their adventures to find the remains of her grandmother. Solana explained that animals near her hometown of Ashran Alora, home of the elves, were turning violent and aggressive. She sought the aid of those who had helped her before to escort her to her hometown, where she could do some investigation. However, Ran was somewhat more keen in the heroes actually finding out what the cause of this was before he would give payment. On the way to Ashran Alora, however, tragedy struck, as several wolves, driven to madness, tore apart the baby goat that had been traveling with our heroes. Their spirits were crushed, but somewhat lifted as they arrived at the city, a shining jewel of clockwork and nature. They took a little bit of time to explore the sprawling marketplace, while Thavagath set up a gladiatorial match against Dionysus Zam, a fellow fighter from his particular fighting guild. Will Thavagath win this match? What other wonders await in the city of the Dryads and the Elves? Will people still be mourning that baby goat that was the result of a random card draw? Find out on the next episode of Dungeons and Douchebags, Fallen Empires.
Hello, and welcome back to Dungeons and Douchebags Fallen Empires, simultaneously answering the questions of are we still going to be streaming after Camp Streamix, and are we dead inside? The answer is the same. The answer is the exact same.
That is to say,
Now,
fuck you,
answer
Ellen.
this question. Are you breathing?
No.
Well, there's your answer, I guess.
Well, there's your answer.
Breathing is for losers.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you get for being,
breathing's for losers.
being a smartass.
No, oxygen. What are you, a scrub?
Exactly.
I can take oxygen through osmosis.
I
Osmosis
breathe
Jones,
Flex
my favorite movie.
Seal.
Yeah. Joining us today, we have the Lord of the Broken Headphones, Scott.
To show you the power of flex tape, I sawed this dove in half!
No.
No!
I'm so sorry.
We have the
We
Lord
don't do
of
this to each other.
We have the Lord of Memes, Atlas.
No. No, dove.
No. We have the Lord of Board, Jojo.
Oh, board. Oh, yes. To show you the power of flex tape seal, I drank it.
I can't breathe.
Yeah.
I can't poop anymore.
We have the Lord of not writing down his backstory, Phil.
Oh, motherfucker. I wrote it down in Word, didn't I? Alright, to show you the power of flex tape, Alex mold this goat into tiny pieces.
And we have the Lord of Walruses, Walrus.
I saw this boat in half.
When last we left off, a goat died. Probably also a bird, but we didn't see that. Who knows?
It's okay, we can fix it with flex tape.
The power of flex tape. And
Clarify, y'all saw the video of Phil Swift telling people to not eat flex seal. Comment. He says it will do massive damage if you try and eat flex seal.
That's
a good time.
damage. Better put some flex tape on it.
Oh, God bless.
God bless.
God bless that
And
man.
also, when we left off, our heroes arrived at the elven city of Ashranalora, a very pretty city. A whole lot of brass and clockwork buildings, plus a very shiny statue there in the center that Thavagat's standing in front of because he's a big guy.
Big boy.
Big boy.
And
Big boy.
Our heroes started to explore the marketplace, well, everyone except for Thavagath, because he went to go get an exhibition match set up against Ionis Zam, a gladiator in his gladiatorial guild, basically. And we just ended with the town crier shouting, "Hear ye, hear ye! Come to the jousting field for the match of the night with Thavagath the Mountain Smasher against the Ghoul Slayer Ionis Zam!"
Oh no.
Oh.
Good thing you're not a ghoul, Fav.
He didn't tell me about this, did he? I don't remember him talking about this at all.
Did he?
Doesn't
set
No.
this up?
Nope.
He probably
didn't
did
mention
set this up, but that's. Generally speaking, I have interpolated that every time we go out to a new city, he's basically just looking for a fight in like the legal sense, so it's fine, but still.
I mean, it is
Yeah.
his job.
True.
That's true,
I mean,
I
yeah.
guess.
He fights for money.
He does have a day
That's-
job.
That's literally his
Yeah.
income.
Granted, it's the same as his hobby, but it's still a job.
All right.
I mean, something about doing
No,
the job you love, etc. But I mean, what kind of friends would we be if we didn't go out and show our support to Thavagath? And I mean, I'm always down for potentially seeing Thav get his ass handed to him, but that's just me.
Oh,
Hey,
please.
hey,
He's not going to get
hey.
his ass, pardon my language. He's not going to get his, you know what, handed to
How
him.
much are you willing
His
to wager
what?
on that?
I'm willing to wager, well. What are you asking for?
I don't know, just a friendly bet. I'd say maybe 2 golds.
5 gold.
Ah, alright, fine then. So 5 golds on him winning and 2 gold on him losing. Excellent.
Guys, why?
All right.
I like to have a little fun.
Do I know-
Allowed.
Do I know where he is? And if so, can I go find him?
Presumably he's at the jousting field, as the town crier said, and the elves are a little stuck up, but they have no reason to not give you directions. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Can I go ask for directions?
Yeah, sure, you ask for directions, and, drumroll, you get directions.
Yay!
You were saying something, Trevlon?
Yeah.
Did Solana tell us we were going to meet up with her at some point during the day, or did she just say, "All right, here we are"?
I think she said something along the lines of she'd find you.
Okay.
She seems capable enough of finding you.
Yeah, she did that. She's done it at least twice. So fair. You know what? There we go.
All right.
Yeah,
so,
I'm down. I'm down to watch Thav kick an ass or get an ass handed to him
Yes.
specifically.
All right. So,
Could spend some time.
you all head down to the jousting field. It's in the center of a large public common area. Several trees planted all around. There's a small shrine to some kind of god of nature in the corner. And several elves are gathering, talking amongst themselves, betting. And in the center, there is a referee in the middle. There is Thavagath on one side. And a jacked as hell elf on the other. The elf is wearing hard metal gauntlets and greaves covering his arms and legs, those extremities, and dusting them with some kind of white powder to kind of clean them off, basically, and is staring down Thavagath as we move over to that particular map. I just put you randomly in those places because I figured that's as close as you would get.
Ooh, he's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Presume that other people are here as well, yeah?
Other people are here. I don't have tokens for them because they're not really important to the scene. That is my
Not
rule.
important, they don't exist.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I squeeze my way to the bars where you can actually get up close, and I shout to Thav, Thav!
He doesn't respond.
All right.
Thav, I believe in you. You got this.
The referee in the center shouts out at the audience, "This is going to be a good, clean fight. No bloodshed. Fight to whoever goes down first on the count of 3. And remember, these are trained professionals. So if you're trying to interfere in the match, I would reconsider. Now, let's get ready to fight!" Because the other phrase is copyrighted.
Wow.
And he pulls out a small handbell and rings it. The fight is on. Now, because you've never actually had a wrestling match before, even though it's Thavagath's job, quick explanation of the rules. Thavagath and the opposing wrestler each take a turn, Thav going first, because why not? Unless they're, known for being really speedy, which Ionis is not. And then after the other wrestler takes a turn, if anyone else wishes to interfere in the match somehow, they can try at the end of the other wrestler's turn. You'd have to make a stealth check, though, to not get caught doing it, because while it's not strictly illegal, it's frowned upon by the wrestling crowds. All right.
Talk about a heel face.
So, that being said, Thavagath, you're up.
All right, he's gonna move. Wait, hold on 1 second. He's gonna move right up close to him, and gonna punch him right in the gabber. Good big old strength check, right in that chestal area, sternum thing.
Great.
Wait, is that's not what you do, is it?
Nope, that is what you do for an unarmed strike, so.
Yeet.
All right. You toss a haymaker his way, and Ionis just barely manages to duck out of the way in time. He then kind of steps back a little bit, gets on top of the pole and banister surrounding the two of you, and dives in for an elbow drop. What's your AC, Thavagath?
AC is 15.
Okay. You step back right before he can clonk you on the frickin' head with his elbow.
Ooh. Thavagath gets up. Oh, sorry. Steps up again. Moves back to about here. You know what, he'll take a run. He'll take a running start and try and kick him in his side, like a little roundhouse kind of style.
All right.
Fucking there we go.
That is a hit. Roll 1d4 plus 5.
1d4 plus 1, 2, 3, 4.
Nice.
Okay.
You take a running start, and as Ionis is getting up, clobber him right in the ribs. Pretty powerful blow there. Nice job, Thavagath. He takes this, grabs your leg, and attempts to do a throw. He manages to push you back towards Malifane, but you take no damage.
No damage, alright.
You got this, Tav. Kick his ass.
Lets out a very guttural growl as he runs back up to him. Adopts like a guard pose, but doesn't actually do anything. I take this turn to not do anything, actually.
Okay. All right. You hold your fists up in some kind of guard. As he immediately socks you right in the groin.
Oh.
Oh, right in the groin.
Momo can't see anything, so he's trying to squeeze by to
Alright.
over to Malifane.
Great. You move over there. You take 4 damage and cannot move this next turn, so to speak.
Say groin, you mean balls, right?
Oh, yeah.
The
That's
big
usually-
ol'
Yes.
mean 2-veg.
Immediately, like, grimaces
Oh,
and
no.
goes and just says, "Oh God, so much for fair fighting, Jesus Christ!"
He's a big boy, he can take it.
Yeah.
He is a big boy now.
The crowd's just loving this, by the way.
Would I? Okay, completely interjecting. I know. Would I be able to roll an investigation to see if there's any foul play going on with our opponent over here, just to make sure he's actually fighting somewhat, like without any magic or anything like that?
I would say roll insight, actually.
Can do that. No fouls here. Ooh.
Ooh.
Every fighter has their own particular gimmick in this basically gladiator guild. For some fights, Thavagath's gimmick is using a trident or some other type of weapon. Ionis uses his metal-plated arms and legs and scimitars usually. This is all completely in line with what you've heard about fights like this.
For a second, I thought you were going to say that punching people in the groin was their gimmick, and I was like, oh, great, it's Johnny Cage.
Yeah.
Shit.
The groin
Beware.
is my gimmick! Bam, bam, bam! A fight of nothing but groin attacks!
Beware for Johnny, the ball crusher.
Ugh.
Alright,
Okay.
there we go.
Oh, I can't do anything this turn. Well, I can't do anything this turn, like you said.
Well, you can't move, you can still attack.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Get my trident out, and with the blunt end of it, I'll just whack him
Alright.
right in the right in the side. Big ol' whack.
Nice. You pull your trident out, getting up from your ball-whacked position, and try to whack him with the blunt instrument. That's definitely not what it's used for, so he's kind of knocked to the side, then steps back a bit, draws 2 scimitars, spins them, and goes for you.
Ooh.
You duck out of the way of one, but get hit in the side with the other. The good news is, you guys are professionals. You know where to hit to make it look really bad, but not actually hurt, so all this is non-lethal damage. But it still hurts.
Cool, I can imagine.
You take 9 slashing damage from the scimitar.
Come on, Thav, you could do it.
Alright. Steps back a little bit. And with the pointy end this time, grabs him right in the leg, goes to jab him right in the leg. Right in his thigh area. But, you know, not hurt him too bad.
Alright,
Ooh.
that's a hit. Roll for damage.
Now.
Alright. I'm assuming you're going for one-handed, so the 6 damage.
Yeah.
Okay. You flip your trident around, nearly whacking some of the crowd in the face because it's a long-ass weapon.
Whoa!
And
Oh,
then,
gosh.
And then thwack it right into Ionis's leg. As he grunts, looks up at you, spits. The trident did, hit. It didn't go into any flesh because he is wearing metal greaves, so you're good there. He plunges both of the scimitars into the ground and uses them as leverage to swing up and kick you in the face.
Ooh.
Oh,
That's bad.
Yeah.
So goes it.
Yeah. You take, wow, the dice actually fell on the keyboard. That's impressive.
Fair play.
Yeah, you take 4 bludgeoning damage.
come on, Sav.
Thanks for the gold, Momo!
Shut up! He's still got this!
Sure.
Yeah. Impressed by that move, he thinks he'll try it out. He plunges his trident into the ground, runs at, holding one side of it, runs at the bar, climbs on it, and jumps using the trident as a whatchamacallit, fucking pole vault kind of thing.
All right.
To try and double kick him in the face, just because face.
Cool. I'll say roll
This
an
is moneymaker
athletics
right there.
check and have that be the attack roll.
Athletics. Ooh.
Nice. That's a hit.
Nice.
1d4 plus 5, please.
1d4 plus 5. Dice roller, come on, dice roller. There we go.
Yeah. You are a heavyweight, Thavagath. You know how to throw your weight around into a double boot kick. That definitely hurt.
Oh.
All right.
I'll be seeing the 5 gold, Corellian.
All right. So, Ionis ducks out of the way. He has a move that lets him disengage as a bonus action, so no opportunity attack. Stops right about there. Grabs onto the banister and uses it to hurl himself around for a clothesline.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Very wrestly.
That is a hit as he, strikes you with a stiff arm right to the chest. You take... you only take 3 bludgeoning damage, though, because you have a big old beefy chest and you're used to getting hit there.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's got a big boy.
There's big pillows. Alright.
Come on, Thav, let him have it.
Come on, Sav.
Just a second. I don't remember what this is. There's something I'm thinking of, but I can't remember if I can do it. Nope. Nope. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use Reckless Attack.
All right.
Throw aside all concern for defense to attack with a fierce desperation.
All right.
I'm going to just...
You let out a roar of anger and throw yourself at Ionis.
Using strength. Okay, so melee weapon that... I can just use my fist for this.
Yeah. Your fists are melee.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was making sure. And just let a barrage of hits go right at his gabba.
Nice.
All right. You flail your fists, and one of them manages to strike him. Just barely before he can get out of the way. 1d4 plus 5, please. Nice.
Oh.
All right.
Big punch.
Yeah, that's a powerful blow right to the side of his neck. He steps back a little, then turns to stare at you. Flips over the banister and over Momo's head to land on your back and try to get you in a headlock. You just barely managed to slip out of the headlock, though he did grab you, but you just kind of shake him off.
Wait, doesn't he get advantage?
He does
Because
get
of reckless
advantage.
attack?
Yeah, he does. You do.
You do. Thank you for reminding me. Then never mind. He hops right back on and gets you in a headlock again.
No.
No!
Thank you, Corona. I was about to say. Okay. There I am in a headlock. What do I do?
All right.
Stop.
You are now grappled,
Shake him off.
so you can't move. You can attack him with disadvantage or try to break the headlock.
I'll attack him with disadvantage by throwing my entire... just jumping onto my back and trying to crush him.
All right.
So, disadvantage. I imagine that's strength.
Mm-hmm. You flop onto your back, but he sees what you're doing and steps back, and you are now on the ground.
Oh,
No.
no.
Well, that's a shame.
All right. Ionis lays a hand down on you to pin you down. The ref comes over. 1, 2.
Wait, what do I need to wait? What do I do to get up? Just strength?
Yeah, just
Wait,
strength.
shit, that's disadvantage.
Do it with
seven.
regular.
Yeah, regular. You got it, Famalam. Well,
All right.
son of a bitch.
Oh.
That's just barely enough to like struggle to get Ionis's hand off you and sit up. So you're technically not flat on the ground anymore. So the ref waves off and backs off.
You got this.
All right, is it my turn or was that still his
Let's
turn?
call.
It
Still his turn or
is
mine?
your turn. Yes.
My turn. All right, you. All right, back on his feet. Thavagath raises his fists. Actually, no, fuck it. He'll grab his trident out of the ground, and he'll make another stab for his Zam's most prominent arm.
All right.
Just
As you make a stab for the arm he's holding out in front of him, he pulls it back just in time, wraps it around the trident, and then lunges for you and kicks you in the side. But he's using that momentum to flip him over to the other side and then launch a leg backward to kick you in the back of the skull.
badass. I need
What?
to watch more wrestling.
Yeah, what do you do in response? Because this requires a saving throw. Are you going to roll with it or not?
No, I'm gonna hold fast for this one.
Okay, make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage.
Oh my god, what?
Oh.
With a sickening
Oh.
crack, you immediately fall to the ground, unconscious.
No. Tav, get up, get up.
You are now unconscious for 3 hours as the Ionis lands on the ground in that little, that superhero pose where it's one fist on the ground and two legs. Yeah. The ref comes over. 1, 2, 3. He's out! And the crowd goes wild.
Tav, no.
Trevlon applauds, sort of a little bit grim-faced, but he applauds nonetheless.
And just
Momo jumps
fulfill-
over the will you allow Momo to jump over the banisters to go to Beth's aid?
I'm going to say yes, because there are also a bunch of other screaming, hooting, and hollering elves and other fight goers who are doing the same thing to basically hold Ionis' hand to try to get people to notice. Hey, look, Ma, I'm with this wrestler. He's cool. Yeah, so yeah, you can get over there.
Momo literally ninja flips himself over the banister and runs to Thav and goes over to him. And he starts putting his hands on his shoulders Thav! Wake up!
Thav is out cold.
How does his face look for reference, Phil?
actually,
Momo
I
takes
just
notice.
I just
Is he drooling?
sent that message. No, hold on.
Momo looks at Thav's face, and he sees that there are tears covering his face, and Momo his eyes widen and his heart just sinks. Thav, no.
Yeah, he's
We need
unconscious,
to get
but
him.
his face.
We need to get him help.
He's unconscious, but his face is littered with sadness, tears streaming down his face.
Don't you do healing, Momo.
I could. Yes. Can I try and heal him?
Absolutely.
Okay. Prayer of healing. Would that work?
It sure would. I will say, though, it takes a couple minutes to actually get the time to clear out the crowd because they're still hanging around, collecting payments and stuff. But eventually you get some peace and quiet for a prayer of healing.
Okay.
Before I forget, by the way, mind if I do my tools to see how good I wrote about this?
Oh yeah, during the fight, Trevlon was writing, taking down details to see if he could turn it into a story later, so go ahead and make a wisdom check with those tools.
Not charisma?
not charisma, since it's wisdom, seeing how much you remember from a very quick-paced fight.
I can get that.
Yeah, you remember a good bit. You're pretty sure you could get all the details down. Anyway, Thavagath is now healed and unconscious.
You know, all things considered, Momo and Mal, I'm surprised you didn't try and swing the fight more in his favor or anything like that.
That'd be cheating.
If there's one thing a Goliath values more than anything, it's honor. He wouldn't do.
I mean, sure, I guess. More earnings for me, all things considered.
Do you know
Momo-
anything about Goliath?
What?
You don't fucking know
Scott,
anything about Goliath's friend.
Are you being a big smelly assumption boy?
Do the words anthropologist background mean anything to you?
Do they to you?
Momo reaches into his bag, grabs 2 gold, and literally like throws them at Corellian. Take your damn money! I don't care!
The
And
fuck
goes
is
back to
wrong?
treating Thav.
The fuck is wrong with you? He does this shit all the time. What's your deal?
I've never seen him lose.
Also, you owe me 5 gold, not 2.
If
Momo.
upon further inspection see these tears as well, or are
Yeah.
they gone?
I'd say all of you can see the tears, because you take the time, and there's no real consequence for not.
And Momo gets 3 other gold and more calmly gives them to Corellian.
Much appreciated. We all have different ways of dealing with things. Corellian looks a little confused at this, but lets it ride.
So, I wouldn't normally suggest this, but do you want to get a drink, Thav?
He's
That
still
is
unconscious.
unconscious.
I thought he was conscious.
No,
he's
he's
healed.
unconscious for 3 hours.
He's just healed now.
He healed. Not
He'll
not
just feel
a
better.
I
No.
retract that statement then.
I'm going to say
No.
enough time has passed for it to be 2.5 hours.
So does he start to kinda wake up, or is he still like flat unconscious?
Flat unconscious.
Okay. Can we get him to some kind of bed or some kind of room so he can actually rest?
Did we ever...
Wait, you
did
just
we
fucking
ever-
left me there on the floor for 2.5 hours? What the fuck kind of friends are you?
Trying not to. Did we already bring him someplace safe?
No.
We should
Can we
probably
bring
get a
him
room at...
someplace safe?
We should get a room at... We should get a room at one of the inns. What was the one that Solana recommended?
Shit, yes, there was one.
There was.
Just a sad, unconscious Goliath in the dirt.
Something lavender. Feck. Misty lavender.
The Misty Lavender! You took notes!
I didn't even take notes. I didn't even open my damn notes. I fucking remembered it. Fuck you, Alex.
Misty Lavender. Good idea. Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
Someone get him up.
I'll get his head.
You,
Yeah, I'll go for the legs.
Get him by the... okay. I guess shoulder... Okay.
I'll
So-
get his shoulders and head.
So
Like
3
me.
tiny boys and 1 half-elf carrying a very large Goliath barbarian back to the city of Asher and
Just
Alora.
funeral style.
Yep. All right. You eventually get to the Misty Lavender. It's a clay and marble tavern. Outside, hanging on some poles, are 2 swinging bowls of burning incense and lavender, which cause a small like little cloud of fog over the doorway. Hence the name, probably.
Fancy.
Can someone open the door, please?
I got it.
All right. You open up the door, and it's pretty quiet in there, like unnaturally quiet, despite the fact that there are people in there and they are talking. But like it's kind of calm and serene inside. You look around. Pretty notably, all the windows are actually just flaps of some animal fur hung up to keep out the cold, rather than like an actual glass structure. There are wooden support beams in here. Though you're not quite sure why, considering if what Solana told you is true, people don't build things out of wood in Asher and Alora. There is a young elven barkeep at the back, fiddling with her hair, and there is a large tortoise that is walking around on the floor, passing in between tables, chairs, and legs of people. He's just kind of hanging around.
Oh, that's cute.
And is it a magic tortoise?
Roll Arcana.
Oh god. This, considering my Arcana, actually it's not that bad. Well, no, I
bet you thought.
I retract my comment.
You're not sure
It's
if
not
this
gonna do
tortoise
that.
is magic. It's just a very
Can I
large tortoise.
try?
Sure.
Can I try?
hmm You don't detect any magic coming from the tortoise.
Oh, alright.
I guess I'll approach the barkeep right away and ask how much it'll be for a room for maybe the next 2 nights.
After a few seconds, she turns...
Or 2 rooms, rather,
Yeah.
for the next 2 nights, sorry.
After a few seconds, she turns to you and is like, do you have a membership?
Membership.
Yeah.
Can't say that I do.
Yeah, because, like,
What is it?
this is a pretty exclusive place. Like, you need to be a member of, like, I don't know, Emerald Enclave, or, like, we have a deal with the Fighters Guild. You can't really get a room otherwise.
Well, our friend here who's a little indisposed, he is a bit of a gladiator, so...
She leans over and sees the unconscious Thabagath. Oh, yeah, that guy. I got 5 gold out of betting against him. Cool.
Same, actually.
Nice. Nice on Greenskin.
Mhm.
All right.
So, how much for a couple rooms for 2 nights, yeah?
Well, it's free if you participated in a fight, so technically he did. You can get a room then. So that's
Presumably,
awesome for
though,
you.
the second room will have to be something else, right?
Second room, you could probably squeeze in there. The rooms are pretty big. And as you're talking, the tortoise walks over to the goat that Thabagath had, which I'm assuming one of you is looking after.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Nice. And the tortoise does a little nibble towards the goat's ear, and the goat goes, "Meh," looks over, and also tries to nibble on the tortoise's shell.
I love them and I
No.
ship them.
Comes in many
Just kidding. That was a joke.
forms.
That was a joke.
I mean, I wasn't joking.
Oh no.
Total goat love is fine in my circles.
Damn
Don't.
right.
Oh, God. What was said?
Yes, love goats, everybody.
Love goats. Love goats. All right.
Goats.
I love goats.
So, like, here's the room key, she says, handing over a key. Should also get you into the lockbox in there. If it doesn't, I'll get another one, I guess. And she goes back to fiddling with her hair.
Much appreciated. I'll
Thank
slide
you.
over 2 silver.
Cool, thanks. All right.
Well,
Before Trevlon goes with everybody else, he goes, before I forget, does the name Solana ring any bells to you, by the way?
Should it?
Nah, she's just the person who just told us to come here. Said it was a good place.
Okay.
Solana
That's all I want to
Vallejo.
ask.
Solana Vallejo? No? Okay.
If she doesn't know a Solana, she's not going to know any other Solanas under a different name. Like,
Sometimes the last name can help ring a bell.
And she just kind of awes for a good couple seconds before forgetting what she
Thank
was
you.
awing about and going back to her hair.
I can't carry Thav up here. Momo and I can't carry Thav up all on our own. So if you lot are done,
yep, coming over
Yeah,
to grab the
It's-
legs.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
thanks.
You carry Thav over to the room. It's a pretty decent sized suite actually. More planks and curved supporting beams are in here than were in the main room. There are 2 pretty good sized beds, I'd say queen size beds. And there's like a locked strong box next to a wardrobe on the opposite side of the room.
I'll be right back. I think our friend might want something to wake up to.
That's
Sure.
a good idea.
All right.
Can we get him onto the bed, please? It's really
Yep.
heavy. All right.
Up he goes.
All right. 3, 2, 1.
All right. You hoist Thavagath onto one of the beds where he collapses with a. All right.
Can I inspect like his body to make sure that he's not like injured in any way, like has no broken bones or anything?
Make a medicine check.
Okay.
Oh wait,
Come
did
on,
that prayer of healing not do the check?
It did, but I just want to make
Yeah.
sure that he's
Like there's no lasting injury.
yeah.
Ah.
Okay. Come on, medicine.
Nice.
Hey!
He doesn't appear to have broken anything, which is a miracle because that kick looked really painful. However,
Got a crack.
it was a kick directly to the medulla oblongata, which basically immediately shut down his nervous system, so he had to conk out.
Ah. Oh,
Pressure
dear.
points.
He'll
Now
be
roll for
fine.
emotional pain.
Omae wa
nice.
mo
Yeah.
shinderu.
What
Yeah.
weird language is that?
Omae wa mushinderu.
Nanny.
I just said medulla oblongata because that's what it was. I'm not sure if that's actually a thing that you would know
It is-
about, but whatever.
I mean, right there in that area is your cervical vertebrae, and that's like where the nervous system starts. So
Yeah.
I mean, you hit anything hard enough, they'll conk out. You just gotta be hard enough.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oblongata is like part of the brain, and if you get
Yeah.
kicked directly in the brain, it's gonna suck.
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Momo is.
How'd you do at your
just-
fight today, honey? I got kicked in the brain.
I got kicked in the brain.
That's
Da-da-da-da-da.
nice, sweetie.
I can't feel my eyes anymore.
That's
Honey,
nice.
your brain's squishier than usual.
I need more jewelry.
My favorite color is 7.
My favorite color is banana.
Anyone else taste coffee?
Godzilla's my dad.
So is he gonna live or not?
Well, he did take a nasty blow to the back of his neck. I think he'll be okay. No broken bones or anything.
Well, that's good. I mean, he does this as a job, you know.
I know, but it seemed like a bad blow.
You know. Eh, Beckett, never mind.
What were you gonna say?
No, I'm just surprised that none of you lot stepped in to help him out during the fight. I mean, I've been in a number of scraps with the whole lot of you, and between Trevlon and his playing, and then you and your own abilities, as well as Malifane being able to help people out at seemingly just a word, I thought for sure that someone would have said something, but
I mean, like Mal said earlier, nothing means more to a Goliath than honor. And I didn't want to take that away from him. Especially me looking the way I do.
well, you know, considering Thav's past actions and how would you say it, phrasing in certain situations, it kind of makes me call the whole honor thing into question. But I mean, sure, it's fine.
Honor's a weird concept anyway. It can mean a lot of things to a lot of people.
I mean, trust me, I'm well aware of that. But
Keep in mind, some people can be pretty selective in who they treat honorably. And for people who think honor is like this sort of thing that you have to make sure is given to the right people, I can imagine why somebody might be kind of exclusive with it.
oh, I am well aware.
All right.
Momo is just laying next to him, making sure he's okay and stuff. Being
Cool.
cute.
Meanwhile, Mal, you went to go get food, right?
Yes, food. That's it.
Food, yes. You go back up to the bar. The elf bartender looks at you and is like, "Can I help you?" Or
Yes. What? Could I get a glass of
I'm sorry, what?
I said I wanted to get a glass of
What again? Say
A glass of ale, please.
Okay. We don't have that. We got some really strong coffee.
Take it.
And just sort of goes and plays with his hair.
And she plays with her hair in return.
Oh no!
This can go on for
They're in a
weeks.
loop.
Yeah.
This will go on for hours if you let it.
Yeah. The tortoise kind of walks over to you in the middle of all this and bumps against your leg.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Don't mind
can
Johan.
I-
He's just friendly.
Yes, I will take that. Thank you.
Cool. That's gonna be 5 silver.
Sure. I reach into my pouch and I take the silver and I hand it to the lady.
All right. Cool.
Here you are, ma'am.
Thanks. Did you want anything to actually eat, or was it just the coffee?
What would you happen to have on the grounds of turf?
We've got surf. Today's special is crab sticks.
You know what? I'll take some of that as well, please.
Cool. As I roll for that particular price.
Delicious crab sticks.
Delicious
Right.
crab sticks.
Do you like crab sticks?
Yeah.
Do you like crab sticks
Do you
in
like
your
crab
mouth?
sticks?
It's gonna.
Welcome. My name is Johnny Lobster, and welcome to Crab Sticks. The restaurant that makes sure that your crabs are sticky.
Let's see. For all of you guys, I'd say 2 gold should get enough crab sticks to get you guys dinner.
Is anyone opposed to this? Oh wait, no,
No
you guys
one's-
You're
are-
alone.
Fuck.
You're all
Uh,
Do it.
It's a
I
treat.
believe in you.
Guess you're treating us to surprise crab sticks.
Surprise! I have crab sticks.
Why would you get crab sticks at a time like this?
I think I'll just take a plate of that, please, if I could.
Okay, cool. All right. You hand over the gold, and by then she's finished pouring the coffee, and she's like, I'll take the crab sticks to your room when they're ready, okay?
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Okay, cool. Bye.
I walked past and I noticed the turtle, and I sort of just glanced at him, just, huh.
Yeah.
So
The tortoise
Scott.
slowly looks up at you.
Scott, did you enlighten me a minute? Did you just say turtle?
yes,
I love toils.
Yeah.
I like
that wasn't a mistake.
It's
You're
not-
wrong.
I am-
Times in a
It
row.
was, in fact, a mistake because a turtle is a sentient race. This is just a giant fucking tortoise.
Yeah, that's
Fuck.
right. Turtles are real.
Yes.
My bad.
Real, they're in this game.
I retract that. I look at the tortoise and I just sort of see him and I just think to myself, huh. Well, I'll have to make a mental note of that.
Mm-hmm. Note
And
to
I
self:
head back
turtles exist.
Sentient turtles exist.
Mm-hmm. All right.
So I just head upstairs to the room and I bring up the cookie.
It's on the ground floor. I should have mentioned that before. It's just one floor.
You're just making me make all kinds of mistakes today.
No, that was my mistake because I didn't notice it was just one floor. The turtle is on you. The turtle is on you.
To be fair, turtles exist.
They do exist. That's not a turtle.
This just ain't one, you fucking racist.
Yeah. Wow. So all turtles look the
You know
same
what?
to you.
I
huh?
deserve that. I fucking deserve that.
No,
Coffee, room,
Yeah.
I bring.
You go back to the
Scene.
room with a steaming pot of coffee.
Hey, so how's he hanging?
Well, his drool is hanging out of his mouth. If that counts.
I wipe it off. It's fine.
Wait,
That's
Way to keep it going.
where did
Well,
it go?
at
he's
least there's
doing
something
us-
coming out of there.
He's doing as best as he can, especially since he's unconscious. But
The shit out of those nightmares.
what?
You know, I said
He's
that
kicking
I,
the shit out of those nightmares.
Hell
you
yeah.
know, I hold on to what I said about honor, but I'm still rather surprised that Well, that outcome turned out the way it did.
Did you see that, damn elf? How could you have been surprised?
I mean, you've been walking with Thav for the past however long. And...
Don't tell me that you're not shocked.
And I was the winning bet. I wasn't shocked. I bet on the right person.
Are you saying you don't think Thav is strong?
Oh no, Thav is strong. It's just the fact that the other lad was far stronger than Thav. Well, I wouldn't say stronger, more like tactically inclined, all things considered. So Thav will be fine. You said it yourself, Momo.
I guess so.
I
hope so.
I think,
I know
Momo,
so.
Momo, you make a point. Not to say that Thav would have definitely won that. It was a bit of a race, as good fights are.
Yeah, otherwise it isn't entertaining for the audience, and that's really kind of the big thing when it comes to, entertainment, fighting, and all that.
I suppose.
The thing is, I kind of think that today's incident, or yesterday's, whenever that was, shook him a bit.
Incident?
The loss of a friend, party member, and also family.
It was the fucking goat! What are you lot on about?
Put it this way.
Is that why you all are down in the dumps?
Corellian, let me break it down like this. When bad things happen, sometimes people see them as worse because they get reminded of bad times. And I think, judging by what Thav has not let on to me, childhood was a bit of a not good time. And parents were not a bit of a good time. And I may be making assumptions and connections in my head that might make no sense whatsoever, but I know.
Maybe I am the odd man out when it comes to this, but it was a goat that had existed for a few days before the, thing with the wolves happens? Like, the goat that he bought is still here. It's just this random chance goat that happened to have been eaten by wolves, which is, just kind of par for the course as to what wolves do. Forgive me if I don't fucking understand, but it's a damn goat.
Oh yes, and I'm sure you would have said the exact same thing about the baby on the rig.
Oh, do you want to go there, Malifane?
I'm sorry.
Because there is a bit of a fucking difference between a sentient creature who has a life and, actual potential ahead of them as opposed to an animal. Is that what I am to you, Malifane? Please, by all means. Am I an animal? Is that what we're going with?
Trevon immediately stands right up and puts, distance between Corellian and Malifane and looks at Corellian sternly and goes, "We've had a long night, and if I see one more fight today, I am not going to be happy."
Oh, so you're taking his side now? Yeah, no, I'm used to it. Just a fucking green skin, like they all say. I should have known. I should have known better.
None of us are calling.
Back off. Corellian will leave.
All right, you head out just as an elf passes you, heads into the room. I've got crab sticks.
Momo, still recovering from seeing Corellian pissed off, he looks at Thav's face and it's leaking again, and he's just, oh no, Trevon, can I have a tissue, please?
Yeah. Trevon,
sorry.
Trevon reaches into his pack and takes out some a hanky.
He
Malifane
starts wiping his face.
God damn it.
All right, what does Malifane do?
He just doesn't even pay any attention to the order. He just looks down at the ground, just pacing his feet.
All right, still holding the coffee?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Takes the crab sticks, nods to the person who brought them in and puts them on a table.
He gives you a double thumbs up and closes the door, and just as he does, you kind of see the tortoise from before peeking around the corner to see what was that noise. But then the door closes.
Such a good tortoise.
An interesting couple of days, huh? I think we're all getting a little bit pent up. Happening that a lot of us are uncomfortable with, and I think we need to have a rest. It's been a long while, and I think some comfortable beds will make the difference. Feel comfortable leaving Corellian outside?
Well,
Leaving unfinished business, so to speak, and it seems that Corellian has a lot of it, and I think we need to sort that out.
Yeah.
Malifane, I
Yes.
think you need to apologize to Corellian in the morning. Give him some space, and tomorrow morning, you will apologize to him.
Yeah. Okay.
Because that, my friend, was uncalled for.
I understand. I understand.
It's tempting when we get into these conversations when tensions are rising to escalate. Some people don't respond well to it. Some people can. Some people need a good firm knock in the brain and realize what they're talking about, but it's not one of those people. I appreciate your intentions, Mel, but keep it cool from now on.
Yeah. Okay.
Look, find Corellian and make sure he's okay, or we leave it.
I'll stay here with that. You guys can, or you just Trevlon can find Corellian and make sure he's okay.
No, in another life, I might have been. My calling might have been therapy, but right now, I'll stick to journalism and therapy at the same time. Therapy's my hobby, and I'll see if I can therapize the shit out of our friend. You guys have a good rest. Mal, apologize in the morning. Make up. We keep friends. Savvy?
Yeah.
Of course.
All right. Trevlon, you head out of the tavern and start looking for Corellian, which is fairly difficult as the sun is starting to set and it is a busy fucking market. So to figure out how much time it takes, I'm going to say Corellian, roll for stealth, and then Trevlon, roll for investigation. As someone plays the drums in the background.
And land down.
And the door.
And the door.
Can you see why I don't really care for having a roommate?
Yeah. So
Was he right there when you said that?
He was.
Oh, he left.
Oh, the social graces of a fucking octopus.
A flaming octopus.
Lots of tentacles.
I will say Corellian didn't make that much of an effort to go too far.
Yeah, you're an angry boy. You're not actually trying to leave because honestly, that's not the greatest idea, and you've got a decent amount of sense on you. Plus, a kobold in full plate armor is something that's pretty distinctive to elves. So, asking for directions, you managed to come across Corellian in about in about half an hour or so. In front of a bunch of warehouses that have pretty heavily armored elf guards sitting outside playing cards.
How quiet is
Bless you.
it?
Not especially.
Okay.
Like,
right.
There's not like active shouting conversations and stuff, but there is like background noise of actual conversations. I just realized that's a kind of a contradiction. I'll say there are some background conversations, but they're not like loud enough to be a distraction.
slightly tentatively starts to walk towards Corellian.
Would it be fair to say I notice him, or?
Yeah, I'd say since Trevlon's making no effort to hide, you can see him.
Well, I guess I'd say I'll let you approach, but once you're within earshot, just what do you want?
First of all, if you're comfortable, to chat. That's all. Apologize. I know
You didn't do or say anything, so why would you be apologizing?
Matter is that if you're trying to mediate a situation and you take a side, it's not really good mediating. So, yeah. I felt a little bit cornered there. Not my intention.
Go on.
I think it's fair to say that all of us are going through some not so fun times right now, including you.
You know, Trevlon, I have spent a very good portion of my life being told that I am nothing, that the very fact that I am what I am is
Am I right?
less than anything else, and to have that just sort of underpinned the way it is, and not just me. If it was me, it wouldn't have been an issue, but the fact that it was a child, someone who was innocent, someone who had no, someone who was just new to the world, someone who had no idea that people saw them any differently. The fact that even then someone was already ready to see them as the equivalent of a damn animal. What do you think? What do you think that makes me? It's enough that I'm already in this place. It's been so long since I've been here. It's been so... Everything is... Everything is...
Everyone just puts an arm on Corellian's shoulder.
Corellian just kind of... They want to flitch away, but at the same time, they sort of just kind of lean in against Trevlon. And they just sob because I'm sorry. Everything is... Why? I do my best. I really do. I do my best to keep everything going smoothly. I do my best to try to keep things going with Malevade and Esgol and the whole thing, but at the end of the day, people see me, they see the scales, they see the tail, they see my exterior, but they don't see what... And that's why... Ah, heck. I'm sorry. It's been...
Okay.
Everything is so... Why couldn't I just be someone else?
Someone else? I like you! You!
yeah, you like me, obviously! That's why people like me are less than animals. You like me so fucking much.
Oh, before I came here, I chatted with Mal. Pretty quickly realized what he'd said was a bit fucked, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Much family. can tell you this about what I knew about my family when I had it, and they said things sometimes, but it wasn't because their relatives were bad or that they should be different. No, it's that can be really face value, right? And the fact of the matter is, Mal, you as you know what people call you, he saw you as his friend who was getting cross. I know for a fact that Mal feels pretty shit about what he said, and I know for a fact that as soon as tomorrow rolls around, or even earlier, he's going to apologize. That's what a good family does. It can make mistakes, but it knows for a fact that and seeing each other as what we are, as people we are, as opposed to what people call us, is important. Mal knows other people might not. Other people are shit. Other people can be cruel and just look at a person and go, that's I know what that person is. I've heard of one. Heard of that sort of person before, but family won't. We know you're person. We know you're full of a fire that I don't think any of us, even Thav, can really match in a way. We know that even though you sometimes don't want to say you do, we know that great person and you're not what other people call you. Mal knows what he did wrong, and he feels pretty shit that he hurt his family.
Curling just kind of like reaches out for Treblin's hand and takes it if Treblin's willing.
Fuck that. Treblin's just going for full-on hugs. He's just big hug. Big old hug.
Is that what you really see in me? A family?
Get from someone who cherish a family when he has it.
I know that, well, on the way to the city of Shimmery Lights, you mentioned that you'd never really had much of one, so I know that means a lot to you, and as a result, it definitely means a lot to me. I had hoped for a family once, and then it was taken away from me and it was my own fault, but I just Crowley just sort of sobs into Treblin's shoulder at this point. If that's what you really think of me, then I don't have. I'd hoped that, well, I'm sorry, words are just too difficult at this point, but it's been so long and I've spent so much time running away from things that I think that having a family would be more than I ever expected.
Yeah. Say, the fact of the matter is, family can sometimes not exactly look conventional. In terms of families I've met, I've never met a family that consists of a bird, a half-elf, a halfling, a kobold, and a big fuck-off Goliath, but...
I mean... Yeah.
It's a good family. And the fact of the matter is that we'll stick to you thick and thin. And we know how bad making mistakes with family can be. That's why you and I both know we ain't gonna make the same mistakes again. We also know that the rest of our family, they give a shit and care. And fuck everything up.
Yeah, that's right.
Sav, yeah.
Well, even if you're the only one who feels this way, I promise you that no matter what it takes, I will do my best to always. I will always be here for you. I will always protect you, and just let me just. I've made my promises mean things. My promises mean things, Trevlon, and I will do my best to be worthy of being a part of this family, even if it's just you. No matter what else, I just thank you. It's been such a. I just thank you. And Corellian will kind of just like give an extra squeeze to the hug and sort of like wrap their tail around like Trevlon's like a little bit and just sort of like pull away and like look him directly in the face. I will always do my best to protect my family, and you are more than I could have ever hoped.
Trevlon is just wipes away like a pearl of a tear that's just been this sort of growing in his eye, and goes, "Now, there is a comfortable bed awaiting for us back at the inn. I think we should recover from this a little bit of emotional catharsis and pass out like we've just taken like 8 shots of the strongest alcohol and never wake up. Ever."
Hi, good call. Good call. I'm definitely fucking down for that.
All right. Get some fucking inspiration, the both of you.
My entire...
It actually made me tear up a bit.
My entire body.
Fucking hard.
Nice job, you two.
man.
Nice job. All right. You had.
I almost don't want to do my edgy shit now because that was too emotional. I haven't got enough emotion. Oh fuck! Guess I'm having nightmares.
Yeah, because
Train has just pulled into the station, baby.
It takes shorter to wake Thavagath up than it does for them to get back to the Misty Lavender. So, Thav, you start coming to on a very comfortable bed.
Very comfortable bed. That's wonderful. It takes a few minutes to look around and just. Well, what do you see in the room right now?
You see a pretty cold-looking cup of coffee. Some mostly eaten crab sticks. Momo wiping away drool, and Malafane in the corner looking very very disappointed in himself.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask, but what time is it?
There are overhead lights in the room, and you haven't been told how to turn them off.
Good. Very good.
Elgath just takes a deep breath and then rolls over to face the wall and just curls up in a small ball. Well, a big ball, I guess.
A large ball.
Very large ball.
Momo is like jumps up, seeing like he's waking up. Thav, are you okay?
Go away.
What?
Go away.
Momo is shocked that Thav would say something to him, because Thav is Momo's best friend. And
Malifane hands Momo the cup of coffee.
Momo takes it. We got you some coffee if you're thirsty.
He doesn't respond for like an awkward amount of time before he turns around, grabs the coffee, and hurls it at the fucking wall. Before going back to his previously fetal position.
Momo doesn't know what to say. Thav, what's wrong?
To go away.
I think we all need some time to recover. It's like Trevlon said, this has been a rough few days on all of us.
Thav, if you need to talk to me, you can.
I said go away! As he like lets a punch fly in the general direction of Momo.
Does it hit him?
No.
No.
Momo's just.
He kills up and just starts ugly sobbing again.
Oh. Momo just stands there wide-eyed and beads of tears start like welling up in the corners of his eyes, and he hold on. He gets off the bed and he just leaves.
All
So
right.
we're gonna leave it. Yeah, no, he's not going to do anything after that. He's just going to wallow in self-pity for a while.
Cool. A few minutes later, Trevlon and Corellian arrive back. You find Momo sitting at a table outside of your room.
Hey, you've just seen a ghost. Are you okay?
Go away.
Oh dear.
What's wrong, kid?
Just leave Thav alone for a little bit.
I think I can manage to do that, but as for leaving you alone in a state like this, I don't believe I'll be able to be convinced.
Please, just leave me alone.
Momo, I am sorry for storming out earlier. That was, it was selfish of me, and I sincerely apologize for that. And Corellian will kind of like sit down, like sort of next to Momo, and sort of like have their like kind of like have their claw like upturned on the table, just as an offer to take it. I know that this whole ordeal and journey has been difficult for you, and I apologize for making light, and I apologize for betting against Thav. I didn't realize how important everything was to you, and that is my fault entirely. Momo,
You were right.
What?
I should have done something. I could have done something to help him, and
No, but you didn't, Momo.
And now he's mad at me. He tried to hit me.
Momo. And Corellian will kind of, if Momo will allow it, Corellian will kind of like, sort of like, put an arm around Momo's shoulder and sort of like tilt their head in and sort of like maybe try and make a little bit of eye contact. Momo, you didn't know. There was no way for you to have known. There was nothing that you could have known without Thavagoth telling you there was... Momo, you did the best that you could with what you were told. And, I mean, looking back, things seem like they... It seems like you could have done more, but at the same time, you could only have
done more. I could have helped him.
Momo.
I could have done something.
Kid.
But I did nothing.
Kid, come here. And like Curlian will sort of like scooch in closer to Momo and sort of like draw them in a little closer. You can only do as much as people let you.
Sorry to interrupt, but Mal, you were saying something?
Right. Malifane is walking out of the room and goes to find Momo and sees them crying, and then looks to the other two and notices Corellian and starts looking down at his feet and shuffling them before walking down to Momo. Hey. It's not your fault, buddy. Again, like, you did the best that you could.
I barely did anything. I could have at least helped.
I think this is something that
better than a lot of people might.
Navagath needs to think about himself. I'm not
Are you
sure.
seriously? Okay.
Yeah,
sorry,
go
at
ahead,
this point, would Thavagath be able to hear what they're saying through the door?
They're not exactly being quiet.
All right. And at this point, Thavagath's gonna open the door. Sullen fucking look on his face. He's gonna rub Momo's head as he walks past to say, "Not about the fight. I don't care about the fight. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." As he leans in for a hug.
Momo. I'm sorry. Momo just looks up and he just starts crying.
As Thavagath ruffles his hair a little bit before walking away. We'll go for a walk.
Okay.
Do you want any company, Thav?
I'm okay.
Right.
Did he ask Momo to go with him?
No.
Okay.
As Thav is walking out the door, Trev immediately just lays a blanket on Momo and just sort of just there and just sort of looks just to make sure that it's not like falling off or anything like that.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
Malifane, well, still looking down at his feet, just sort of directs his attention to Corellian and says, "Hey,
Just skip it. Just skip it for now. All right, Momo's in more need of comforting. Hey, Mal, I'm a big boy. I can take care of myself. But
no, I can't do this. This was an injustice, and I can't let it go.
Malifane,
I'm sorry.
Just wait. Just wait. It's fine. It's fine. I know.
Not
I understand
fine.
where
What
you're
I
coming
said
from.
was completely out of line, and I should not have said it. You deserve so much better than what you've been put through. I don't know.
It's fine. All right, Mal, look at me. It's okay. When things are said and done, the person in need most right now is our kind feathered friend here. And don't worry about me. I can deal with it. All right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Hey, Momo. It's been a long day. Let's tomorrow is a new one. Let's hit the reset button on this and let's just come on. Curlian will sort of rock up and stand up and sort of offer a claw to help Momo up.
Momo looks up, and his feathers are completely wet around his face, and he just looks up and says, "Okay." God.
Quick thing before I forget.
Sorry.
It's okay. Just, are we going to leave Thav in his own room? So
We only got one room.
You only got one.
Yeah, it's
Only
it's
got
a
one
big
room,
one.
and
It's a big
Thav's
one,
already gone
but-
out for him. Yeah, Thav's gone out for a walk.
Fair enough.
He's let you guys have the room.
Goes to the bar, and is the bar person still there?
Yeah, she's still playing with her hair.
Excuse me, what is the most expensive alcoholic beverage you have?
Yeah, they don't serve alcohol.
No alcohol. Shit. What? How do I give a Goliath a present? How the fuck does this work? What's the nicest piece of food you have?
You have some crab sticks.
Do you have anything that a large gladiator might eat? You know, like a roast boar or something like that. Not just fucking.
Or some venison.
The special today is crab sticks, so
Right.
and she seems completely unaware of how in tears all you guys are.
Okay. Do you know anywhere around here who that does sell like wine or bottles of things?
She starts thinking, twirling her hair even more. As I'm actually looking to see if there is one of the shops I specifically know that does have wine.
Everyone, do the hair twirl.
Okay, stop, please. Like, I mean, with all the stuff that's in the market, you could probably find something if you looked hard enough. I'd say maybe jack-o'-lanterns, but he seems a little out of your price range.
Well, I will take that insult and not think about it very hard until later, where I will cry about it. Which direction is this establishment, which is clearly too much for dear old Trevlon Bluequill, best journalist in all the land? I'm just telling myself this to make myself feel better.
She notes down directions to jack-o'-lanterns and says, "You can't miss it. It's the one with, like, vines over the stall that are, like, keeping it pulled down and stuff."
Well, I'm going to go there, and I'm going to get our honorary champion something to drink when he comes back.
Let me come with you. I'll help you.
Do you know much about alcohol? Oh, no, wait, no. I'm going to stop myself in my tracks and say, I appreciate that you're coming with me for company, mate. I am thankful, buddy.
Of course.
All right.
Fuck. Let's get out of here.
Okay, so Corellian, I'm assuming you're taking Momo back to the room? All right, cool. In that case, Thavagath, is there anywhere in particular you're going on your walk?
I'm going to make a stop by the jousting area and see if I can't find anyone about collecting my losings. I would say winnings, but...
Winnings. One elf is still there. He's pretty pudgy for an elf. He looks over at you and is like, I was wondering when you'd get here. I've got a pot from all the people that bet on you. Not much, though. Most of it goes into the guild deal we have that gets you the room. Then he hands you a bag with the equivalent of 7 gold pieces in there.
Bitchin'. Let me just add that in. Yeet. Alright, then he's just mindlessly walking around town at this point. He's not really going anywhere in particular. This is just him brooding. So, roll the dice, see where he goes, I guess.
Roll the dice to see where he goes. Great.
May the dice be forever in your favor.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this one's actually pretty good.
Ooh.
I am intrigued.
Swear to God, if you bring me to a goat farm, I'm going to kick you in the nuts.
It's not a goat farm.
It's a wolf farm.
Fuck! It's actually a merchant stand with a wolf running it. It's like, payment is one goat. No. You aimlessly wander, and your wandering kind of takes you out of the city to like a little grotto with a small waterfall going into a pond, and sitting at the edge of the grotto is a translucent elf male in robes with kind of short hair that's blowing in a breeze that is not there.
What are you supposed to be?
He turns to see you, and as he does, you notice that one of his eyes is completely gone. He quote-unquote blinks, and then he says, please, come. Sit by the water. It does wonders for me.
Okay.
You take a seat, and as you look down, you notice there are a couple of koi fish swimming in the water. The elf turns to you and says, I can see a deep sorrow in you, young one. Would it be too much of a burden to ask you to explain why?
I was someone dear to me. Someone dear to my heart. A long time ago.
He turns away and looks down to the pond, chuckles a little bit. Well, I would say I completely understand your pain, but I was the one lost some time ago.
I'm sorry.
What are you sorry for? You're not the one that killed me.
Fair.
But in the years since, I've seen my wife and I've seen my son grow into something truly special. It's always painful, someone not being around to help a family grow. But I take comfort in the fact that even after great tragedy, for many, life will go on.
You're right. You must be proud of your son.
Quite. He's a scholar over at the Magician's School in Port Mirandu, I believe. Top graded student, I'm sure.
What was his name?
His name, as I look at the elf name generator.
Oh,
that's how you get that quality character development.
Quality.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about someone that we knew. I was like, ooh.
I'm not. You don't know these people.
Fair play.
Dorlan. His name is Dorlan.
I'll be heading back there at some point. If he's still there, would you like me to pass a message?
Oh, of course. Tell him Ialoris, as I write that name down, because it might be important. Tell him that his father, Ialoris, will always be watching over him. Now then, if I may be so bold as to give you some advice, young one.
Shoot.
It is always terrible to lose someone you love. But that does not mean you should neglect everyone else who's there, who still loves you. Be there for them. That way you can all get through tragedy together.
Thank you.
He nods. And then you hear a faint humming song on the wind as his form blows away in like little gust of wind.
And just slowly outstretches his arm to where where he used to be, just kind of feeling it.
All right. You don't feel anything there.
Trippy. He gets up, looks at the fish again, and just slowly meanders back.
All right. Before I forget, by the way, all of you motherfuckers get inspiration.
Oh, fuck.
Holy shit, you guys. This has been a great role-playing episode.
Oh, the
Remind
roleplay
Jojo when they
boys.
Jojo comes back, someone remind them, because they've just left.
Okay.
Okay.
They just left.
Meanwhile, it is now dusk, so the lights are out. Esgal, wake up as you and Trevlon are going through the marketplace.
Oh, hello there.
And how you doing?
Oh, excuse me 1 second, my headphones appear to be fucking up. Don't ask what headphones are.
Just gonna pray about it, and then hope that I get new ones someday soon.
All right.
Waiting for the
Okay, real talk. I think they're
Yes.
broken.
Oh shit!
Like actually fucked, like fucking broken.
Like
By the lack of response, I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
I'm gonna say.
Like,
Scott. Oh God, Scott died.
I heard something. Never mind.
oh,
Never mind. Got them working. Got them working.
I'm so pleased. Okay, right.
Fuck.
Alright, so you've been away for this morning, so fair enough. You probably don't know what's happened. A lot of emotions, a lot of really terrible, terrible, terrible emotions just everywhere. Especially for Thav, he's out having a good time, so...
Dragon Boy, the Kistan the wrestler, is upset. I know.
I forgot about that. Yeah, so Mal thought it would be a nice idea to accompany me while I go buy Thav something, a beverage of sorts, so he can calm his nerves and just feel a little bit better about himself later in the day. If you feel uncomfortable accompanying me, that's fine. It's cool.
Will there be people?
There's going to be like at least a shop owner. Does that count?
Oh, I believe so. Please, lead the way.
All right. You go into the market square, which is still busy even at this time of night because it's a huge-ass market that takes up like a quarter of the city. It's always going to be busy. And you eventually come to a stand with all sorts of like eclectic objects. There are some rings, some ropes, a couple of rocks in there. And at the top is a sign, hand-painted, that says Jack-O-Lanterns. There's a couple of pumpkins towards the back of the stand, and there are several vines holding the merchant stall to the ground.
This place
Can
is
we get
cool.
a
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Can we just get like a little store shop thingamajigger added to the?
You can as soon as you go in and talk to the owner.
Ah, fair enough.
I like the aesthetic of this place. It's got some sort of spooky, autumny feel. I like it.
This is just the aesthetic I love.
All right.
Well, what are we waiting for? Come on, let's go.
I'm scared. Let's do this.
All right. You
we go in?
You step into the stall. You look around. There doesn't appear to be anyone particularly owning it. But before any of you can ask, so who owns the stall? You hear a whip crack as several vines animate, hold up one of the jack-o'-lanterns, and a light goes on in their eyes. And then you hear, "Top of the morning to you, laddies! My name is Jack-o'-lantern, and welcome to the store. How can I help you?"
Say what?
I'm quitting IR.
All right, forgive me. There was a whip crack, and then he said, "Top of the morning to you, laddies! My name is Jack-o'-lantern. How can I help you?"
I was eating
God
food, you
damn it.
asshole!
God damn it!
I was drunk!
I have been waiting for this for a while.
I physically left, so I don't know what he actually said.
Okay, I'm going to say it for a third time.
gonna have to physically convulse while this happens. Be right back.
My name is Jack-o'-lantern, and how can I help you?
I want to buy some alcohol, please.
Oh, alcohol! Great! Perfect! You have come to the right place. I got here, and he holds up a box. A box of the finest elvish wine I ever tasted. Yes, I do have taste buds, even though I'm a pumpkin. Don't ask.
I'm gonna ask anyway. Why are you here?
I'm glad you asked! You see, when I was cursed to be in the form of a pumpkin, they didn't take away my sense of taste, so I'd always taste pumpkin, which sucks because I am allergic to pumpkin, so the wine really helps.
That is a sad story. I am terribly sorry about that.
That sounds awful.
It really is!
To calm your worries, I'm gonna be happy to say I'd like to buy some wine.
Great! How many bottles are you looking for?
I'll sort it, make it 2. Why not?
Alright, that'll be about, that'll be 10 gold for you.
Jeez. Okay, FYI, I may try to roll persuasion at the end of this, because I'm trying to, see if I can, woo him. Listen, mate, we've had a very long night, and a friend of ours, a gladiator of sorts, just came back from a pretty rough match. I think if you give us a discount, he will both be really appreciated, and I will definitely be coming back again. What do you think?
So you're saying you'll be looking at some of my other items of business if I give you this wine for a little discount? Make a persuasion roll.
Here we go. If you fuck this, Trevlon, I'll scream.
Tell you what, I suppose I could do a little buy one, get one free deal for you. So that'll be only 5 gold.
God, I love you, Alex.
I mean, I have mixed feelings, but sure, we can. That's one of them.
Definitely one of them.
Puts over 5 gold.
All right. You have made the best choice of your life, my friend. And he reaches over with the vine, pulls out 2 bottles of elven wine, and hands them to you. Don't worry about the kick. It'll be fun, I'm sure.
Oh, I love him.
Presumably, you don't just have. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let's go. You go first, my boy.
No, please.
Well, you have other wares. My friend here, he isn't the sort of person who drinks. Do you have somebody for a person who enjoys drawing on people's faces and generally being worst?
And as you say that, Escal just go from shelf to shelf going, "Hey, Traveler, look! What's this? What is this? Ooh, what's this thing do? Ooh, can I hit someone over the head with this thing?"
Oh, did someone mention being the worst? Oh, I love being the worst. Let me tell you right there, what you're holding in your hand right there, that is an immovable rod.
Immovable
That's
rod?
actually not that.
How the hell am I moving this thing?
Well, because you didn't activate it. You see, you gotta say the command word, and then he says something in a magical language, and the rod immediately holds its place in midair. And he does that! I did that! I showed that immovable rod to a couple of lady friends, if you know what I'm saying.
Now, I have a question.
Yes.
If his, when the rod is in the air and he is holding on to it, can his hand be stuck on it?
No, he can let go just fine.
Oh, dang it.
I'm getting strange vibes. Hey, watch out!
Right. As for the rest of all me stuff, you are lucky, my friends. You have found one of the only places here that deals in magical items. Take a look at some of me wares I have for sale, because they're going to be gone soon.
Ooh, yes, please.
Those are expensive.
Yes, they are!
Vonya.
Say again?
You have. Escal, how much do you have on you?
Ooh, well, I'm glad you asked. I have a rather large fortune, by which I mean 66 gold.
Do you have anything under 10 gold? Or at 10 gold? That's not the wine.
I've got some bad news for you. It's mostly the wine.
Shit.
Well, that's a problem.
What is the Ring of Mind Shielding?
Well, that's a good one. That I used all the time back when I, still had fingers. You put it on and people can't read your mind.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so that way I could sneak into the ladies' restroom and they wouldn't be thinking, oh, is there someone in here? Let me use telepathy. And they'd be thinking, oh, no, there's probably no one. And then, the rest of that.
Jack, you are a pumpkin pervert.
Ooh,
I'm
what
going
is this
to...
robe right here?
That's a robe of useful items. Let me just dig in there real quick. And he reaches a vine into the robe as I look up what exactly the robe of useful items has. And then he pulls out from one of many pockets on the robe. He pulls out a mirror. What do you know? Looks like there's a mirror there. And he shines it over to you. Maybe you can look at how silly you look holding onto the rod.
It's still there.
It is still there, yes.
Does this bag just give things?
Oh yeah. You reach into it, and it's got some pretty useful things in there.
Ooh, well, interesting if I want to get gifts for my lady friend, but I'm afraid I don't quite have the money for it.
Well, I understand. A whole lot of people can't afford the price, which is terrible because I don't discount this. They're actual magic. What do you expect me to do?
Fair enough.
Cole,
Fair enough.
you are a man who enjoys... I can imagine that this robe of useful items would give you a lot of fun times, right?
You have no idea.
And Mr. Jack, can we possibly order things, from other places? For example, I send a letter over to you that says I want to buy this thing with the money in tow. You'll send it to us?
If you don't mind paying the shipping and handling fee, because, I'm not very good at shipping and handling. I don't have hands.
Fines, and that's about it. And good thing too, no offense. How about this? Esgol, if we save up a bit after a few missions, how about this? 50, and we pay for the useful items robe.
You're actually saying what I think you're saying. You're actually willing to put something down.
I'm willing to put something down.
Also, if you said something, could you repeat it one more time? My headphones are still shit.
I am willing to put this down in writing and make it a pact. Not like a blood pact, I don't have much of that left, but definitely a pact of sorts.
Yeah, I'd probably not do a blood pact on me. I pissed off a lot of demons that would be attracted to that.
How old are you, Jack?
Oh, I love his laugh. Why are we laughing?
Top of the morning to you, laddie, and stop laughing. How about this? Mal, I will shake on it that as soon as we both get 250 gold, we buy the robe.
I'm sorry, you might have to repeat that one more time.
We both get 250 gold, we buy the robe together. You get to hold it, right?
Skull just sort of spits into his hand and just goes, "Boy, you have yourself a deal."
Oh god, that's a lot of saliva and also a bit of mucus in that. Alright. Trevlon sort of spits in his hand and clasps Asgul's a little bit. Like his elbows are not his elbows, his shoulders are hunched up and he's a bit grossed out, but he's doing it. Right then. So, Jack, as I said, we will continue to purchase from you. And when we both get the funds, we will send an order off.
Sounds great to me. Might take, a couple of days with the mail system being what it is.
We can wait.
Yeah, unless somehow you get yourself into a situation where, you can call for a specific merchant to relocate and then I'd be there. I don't know, that sounds like a thing that you might have, eventually. Could be a couple of years. I can wait a couple of years, I'm a pumpkin.
Well,
fair enough.
If the ring from a lady friend is any consolation, I'm sure it will be fine.
Righto. Yeah, alright. Let's go deliver this wine and have a good night's sleep, eh, mate?
Absolutely. You have a wonderful day, jackass.
Oh, of course! I don't have an ass, but I will! And then you head out... Sorry, go ahead.
Don't get many pumpkin diseases. I know there are many out there.
Yeah, STPs.
Oh my god.
You head out of the stand, thinking unfortunately about STPs as Jack de-animates and drops back onto the counter.
I'm drawing this boy.
Yep. And you head back to the tavern as both the British boys are currently away. Great.
Oh fuck.
I don't know where Phil is, but...
Yeah, I don't either. He said he needed to BRB 5 minutes ago. Did he...
Oh, it's quick improv. How are we gonna get the money?
How are you gonna get the money? I hear the Fighters Guild is looking for recruits. Could be a good source of coin if you got the strength. I forget how that quote exactly goes, but
Well, that's as good as any place to go.
I will say, if Ezgol heads back up to the room, Corellian and Momo are just sort of like cuddling it out right now.
Yeah, it's really cute.
By then, someone's come in and turned off the overhead light so that it's not like shining in your face throughout the night.
Much appreciated.
Oh,
Just like a bird tucked under chin, like claws wrapped around bird. Do not wake this bird.
Oh yeah, Phil, Corellian and Momo are cuddling.
Nice.
Nice. All right. So, Thavagath, you get back to the tavern. Couple minutes after Trevlon and Ezgol, Trevlon is carrying 2 bottles of elven wine.
We're back, bitches!
Let's go. It's good to see
Hey,
you.
calm down. I'm not gonna harass you today. Besides, we brought you a drink.
Thank you, friend. It's good to see you.
My
So,
heart.
what exactly does he see right now in the whole scene? So he sees the cuddlers. The cuddling.
He sees the
things.
cuddlers. By now, I think Trevlon and Ezgol at least have had the chance to like dry off whatever tears were on their face. There's the faint smell of pumpkin on the wine bottles.
Yeah. Thalagath walks slowly over to Momo and Corellian. Where exactly are they cuddling, and
Just
how?
the bed.
On the bed?
Yeah.
Alright, he gets down on his knees, so he's at least on eye level with those two. And he coughs a little bit, trying to get Momo's attention at the very least.
Do I need to roll anything to see if I wake up, like a saving throw or something?
No, you can just choose to pay attention.
Okay. Momo's eyes kind of like flutter awake, and he just looks so tired, and his eyes are kind of red from crying so much. Because after they got back to the room, he just freaking broke down more than he did downstairs, so he's just worn out. So he opens his eyes, and it's blurry, so he can barely see. Huh?
Momo,
Huh?
are you awake?
Vav, he sits up a little, and he, like, hugs his bird knees.
Momo, I'm really sorry for earlier. I was out of line. I just want you to know, above anything else, it's not anything you've done. Please understand that. I'm so sorry. I don't want to lose you. Not you too.
Momo, he takes a little inhale, and he starts tearing up again, and he just pummels Stav with a big hug and starts crying in his arms again. I was so worried that you hated me.
Of course not. That could never happen. I love you all. I love you all so much.
I'm sorry.
Is Corellian asleep at this point?
I would say Corellian has not woken up and is sort of like Momo getting up. Corellian was just like, oh no, the person I was cuddling is gone, but Corellian is still definitely out.
In that case, he just reaches an arm and just pats Corellian on the shoulder or something. Just like
You hear kind of like a purr. Just like a low down like churr deep in his throat, but yeah.
He's gonna reach. He's also gonna reach an arm over to Trevlon. I'm gonna assume that he just kind of rolls with it and gets into this big hug that I've got going on, and somewhat hesitantly but very forcefully gestures for Ezgol to come over here as well.
Just points at himself, just questionably, like, wait, seriously?
Come on. Come on.
You guys are too much. No!
And pulls him in for a big hug.
Is he
Big
fake
old
crying
man.
just to be an asshole, or is he actually crying?
I think it's a mix of both. Sort of transcending from fake to real.
Aw,
Aw.
the good boy.
What a freaking good boy.
They're all good boys.
All right.
They're all good boys.
You have a nice long group hug as Walrus is still in BRB mode, which kind of sucks because the next day is where you get the mission, like what you have to do next. So, how do you know any good jokes?
My life! Ha!
Welcome back, Walrus. That was convenient timing.
Hey!
All right.
Did I just say the secret password?
Yes, you did.
What?
For
Wait, are you
context-
saying that? Is this the third joke I have to say? This is the third time the joke cards come. What the fuck? Come on.
No.
What you missed, by the way, was a big ass group hug.
Even
With
Eskull's in it.
Even Eskull.
Yes. Yes. Oh god. Okay, I gotta be honest. After the goat incident, I needed like emotional catharsis, like stat, and this has been like, whew, this has gotten. This is very satisfying.
I need to
I'm
kill
very
goats more
happy.
often.
Apparently.
All
Swear
right.
to God, Alex, I'll
I will
fucking
change
cut you.
my religion, Alex.
So, you
Make sure things
Kidding,
change.
I love you.
you take a group hug and then spend the night taking a long and well-deserved rest.
Good.
All healed up for those of you that are damaged. See also Thavagath. And then in the morning, your door pushes open, and the tortoise is there with a little bell in his mouth that he just slowly goes ding, 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 for with a gentle wake-up call.
My fucking heart, but Thavagath is fast asleep. That's not going to wake him up.
But the tortoise does not care and just turns around and slowly walks off.
There's just kind of like a really sort of like semi pissed off hiss as Corellian wakes up because they were the first one asleep, so just like sort of just like, yeah.
Can I also interject for just for the sheer meme of it that you wake up to realize you've been cuddling Thavagath's enormous bicep this entire time?
Yes.
Like between the hiss and like the morning sun peeking through, Corellian like just sort of like hisses, doesn't really open their eyes, then sort of like opens their eyes, realize they're cuddling bicep, like as they were in the middle of like sort of like nuzzling against it, like pause. I don't. Just sort of pauses, sort of like gives a nice pat onto the meaty end of the arm, and like extricates themselves from the pile of people on the bed, whomsoever that may be.
Yep. Yeah, you eventually all get off the queen bed, leaving the other queen bed completely untouched.
Momo is okay, so imagine Corellian holding on to Thav's bicep, but on the other side of Thav, Momo is completely enveloped in Thav's arm, and he's just laying there in a ball of feather. And
Just in a bowl of Thav meat.
Yes!
Oh, that's difficult. Thav meat. There we go. Why was that difficult?
Thav
It's super cute.
Delicious meat.
Malifane is.
Yeah, go first. Go first, Maple.
No, I was just saying Malifane is curled up with what appears to be a tail of some sort.
As the only one with a tail.
Yep.
Besides me, I have a
All right.
little tail.
Trevelyan is already awake, and he's just sort of like sort of resting on his hand and just smiling, kind of like, ah.
Oh, please tell me Trevelyan had that entire queen bed to himself, just like best night of sleep ever.
So, right, I have to tell a joke then, yeah?
No.
No, that was just a pastime.
That was just a pastime until you got here.
I was gonna tell a joke.
Tell us a joke. Tell me
Tell us a joke.
All right. What does a mathematician say before he takes a golf swing?
What's that?
We didn't hear what you said. You cut out?
You cut out again!
Damn it!
It's a 4. It's the 4.
Oh.
Jesus.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I did the delivery so good. I did a deadpan, then I did a robot, and now I'm
You
just
did it.
frustrated.
You
Sorry,
did.
I'm sorry,
Oh.
babe, but cutting out just it ruined
It
it.
ruined it.
Sorry, babe, we don't make the rules sweaty.
Ooh.
The only thing we make is tears.
Copious
Isn't that true?
Just a lot of tears.
So many
Oh,
fucking
what are we,
tears.
Steven Universe now?
All right, you're
All
the
an
sad
Empire's
vegetable
crying,
friends. All right. So I'm just going to assume eventually you all get out of the room.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Eventually, yeah. It's a little more active here in the morning as a bunch of elves are drinking coffee. They're also eating a lot of toast. Like there's so much fucking toast on every table. And at one of the tables is sitting Solana, drinking that coffee and toast. As I pull up the picture of Solana, because everyone needs to see the fucking artwork.
Yay, Uprising.
Hell yes.
Now
Yeah,
that's the
Look at
face.
that,
I
babe.
love her.
Now that's
You've
the
all seen
face
it.
of a woman that can drink some toast.
One moment.
Consume
I
toast.
propose a toast.
This is art I was given.
Man, my favorite pastime is drinking toast.
Yes.
Good ass.
Drinking toast!
I'm gonna make
Oh, God.
I'm gonna make Jack's hair a leaf.
Oh boy.
Just go-
Yeah. If it does not look like Jacksepticeye, you're doing it wrong, though.
that was the plan, BB!
All according to Kikaku.
All right, so Solana is sitting there.
Good morning,
On
Solana.
trips his hat and says, "Morning.
All right.
How are you doing?"
She turns over to Momo and Trevlon and says, "Oh, you're awake. Good."
Huddle came in and said hello. It was great.
Yes.
Other guy strolls over, stealing every single plate of toast on his way over, and just piling them in front of his own chair.
Are you stealing toast from the tables that have elves at them eating them?
Oh God, no. That's just rude. But the empty tables with toast ready for elves, he's just like,
Yeah.
mine. Yeah, that's mine as well.
Yeah, you might as well. You pick it up. It looks like basically a breakfast buffet, and you just pick up all sorts of fucking toast on the way there.
Yay, intercontinental breakfast.
Yay!
Right. You go to Solana's table, sit down, start eating the toast, and she's like, "I have some good news. I believe there is an elven military unit in Ashran Alora currently that would be willing to help us get to the Sacred Grove.
That's excellent.
They're known as the Shis and Thay, as I type it in the chat because it is not spelled the way you think it is.
Thank you.
Thanks, boss.
She's in thing.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Thanks, BB.
Thanks, Babi.
Oh Jesus!
Thanks, Yipap.
That is not what I thought it was going to be.
It is definitely not. I told you, it's not.
How do you pronounce it again?
Shis and Thay.
Wait, she said what?
Yeah. Yeah. Synthé? I barely knew her!
I hardly knew they.
Alright. I don't know how much you know about elven military.
Roll history?
Roll history.
All of
Do
us?
it.
Un momento.
I'm going to say just one of you.
Okay.
And I'm going to go for the anthropologist, since he'd be the one to probably most know.
Alright.
What a shit anthropologist.
Because part of you is an elf, and you've had dealings with elven, basically, for all intents and purposes, armed forces before, you know a fair bit. Elves usually don't have a traditional militia or military. It's more like they have commando teams of very specialized fighters. You haven't heard specifically about the Shis and Thay, though.
I'm not familiar with this specific group.
Ah. Well, I'm assuming you also share that elves use commando teams rather than actual militia, so that Solana doesn't have to.
Yes.
Okay. Well, they are all specialized invasive forces, and if we indeed have to get to the Sacred Grove through waves and waves of angry animals and whatever else is out there, they would be perfect for the job. The only question would be finding out exactly where they are in the city.
Is that an issue?
It's an issue for some of them. I've managed to locate 2.
So, is this like a collectible card game where we have to get all the rare cards to summon Exodia or some shit? What is this?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. But,
well, fair enough.
But you are investigators of a sort, so I was thinking that you would be perhaps ideal for asking around, seeing where exactly the members are, and then telling them that we would like a meeting.
I suppose that can be managed.
Excellent.
From what you've been... How nice are they as people?
Well, the ones I know seem nice enough. I can take you to meet the ones I've met before now, if you would like.
No, I don't think we've got anything else to do. So, yeah, I'm keen as a bean.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So I'm assuming you all agree and/or rub the microphone suggestively.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Please don't. Actually. So after finishing the toast, you all head out back towards the market, but Solana leads you away from the stalls and back towards a building with like one cog outside, but otherwise it's made basically completely out of wood, and has a sign outside reading "The Cheap Dwarf."
Well, if no one's opposed, would you guys
Maybe.
mind?
Elves at their finest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Seems like, I mean, I think if I was an elf who was into stereotyping, I'd find this great fun. As I am neither of these things, this may be complicated.
I'm standing right
Out of
here.
character, just why are you all looking at me?
Yeah, Solana turns to you, Trevlon, and it's like, I'm standing right here.
Well, I'm not saying that you're a racist. Shit. People who may find
Jeez,
this
look,
funny are
I'm
racist.
sorry, okay?
Mal, did you find this funny? Mal, I'll get out the racism stick if you don't.
That would be 2 whacks with it at least, right?
Let's not get out the racism stick, please.
With the versatile property, one-handed or two-hand?
Oh, we're going 3-handed, motherfucker.
Oh, 3 hands, if you know what I mean. I'll show you my immovable rod hand!
Oh god!
God damn.
Shut up!
I really want to know that.
Alright, so you head into the store, and a little bell dings as you go in, and you hear a cry from the back, "Be with you in a minute!" Then you look around, there are a lot of works of carpentry in here, like wardrobes, tables, barrels, baskets, and stuff. A lot of stuff that has been carved out of wood.
I thought these boys didn't make things out of wood.
We don't, said Solana.
Huh.
Where? What?
Alright,
Is there anything in there that I would recognize at all?
Yeah, there is a lot in there that you would recognize as I make the shop available to look at you for the menu. It's
Wait, it's gonna look at us? What the hell?
the shop looks at you.
Nice.
You can't escape its gaze. But yeah, there's a lot in here, like a lot of interior decoration and carpentry stuff.
Ooh.
All of it, like from first glance, looks pretty well made. All right. And then after a couple minutes of looking, an elf with copper skin and dark hair in a sweat and dirt stained apron comes out of a door in the back and is like, "Right, sorry about the wait. How can I help you people?"
Well.
Yeah.
I need to ask very quickly. Need to ask. If you were in a buying mood, how much would you be willing to pay for an armor of invincibility?
A what?
You heard exactly what I said. Don't even pretend.
No,
I want. Okay, I'll explain. A while ago.
Fine. Go ahead. Yeah, whatever.
Interrupting you. I just don't give a shit what you have to say.
As you say that, he just glares daggers at you.
I didn't say that, really. I didn't really say that. That was out of character.
Wait, I didn't hear that. What
Not
did he
anymore,
say?
it isn't.
Not anymore.
Nanny the fuck?
I basically just told this guy to fuck himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Point. I did not mean to say that. I meant that sarcastically.
Trev, okay, Thavagath puts a big meaty paw on Trevlon's entire face and says, ignore him, he's small. We have a literal armoire, a wardrobe if you will, that is completely invulnerable to all threats, physical or magical.
So you're talking about Balder, who's also invulnerable to all threats, physical and magical.
Imagine Balder, but a fucking wardrobe.
I'm trying. I am trying very hard, and I'm just like, what the actual fuck?
You can do anything to this thing. It will remain perfect, intact, not a single scratch, and looks beautiful.
Okay. You shut up, he says, pointing to Trevlon. So what you're saying is a perfectly crafted wardrobe that can't be hurt.
Cannot be hurt.
May I see it?
Unfortunately, we don't have it here. I was just wondering.
He throws his hands up in the air in exasperation.
No.
Great, another fucking prankster. Great, perfect.
No, please. I'm just after. Would you be interested? Because in my spare time, once I'm finished doing whatever it is that I'm doing, I'll go back, grab it, and come here. Because you're the first place we've been to that actually deals in this kind of shit.
He looks over at you, sighs heavily. I don't know, fucking 2,000 gold or whatever.
Oh.
2,000!
Oh my.
Sweet. Okay. Thank you. I'll keep that in mind. Sorry, everyone else was here for something else.
Yeah, I noticed the window shopping.
Yeah.
I'm not
We
shopping
were-
for windows.
Actually, shopping for people. Wait, no, that sounds weird. We were looking for people. Specifically, we were wondering if you knew about members of the Shisintei? A chance? Yes?
Now, what in the goddamn hells would you want with the Shisintei?
We're companions to a person who wants to be escorted by the Shisintei.
And
He's a very reputable sort.
And at that, you point to Solana. He looks over. Oh, okay. No, look like much.
Which is,
For us.
well, why are we looking for escorts?
Okay, I didn't hear a word of that. I'm gonna be real honest. You actually were pretty quiet, so.
I'm sorry. Let me fix that. Wait.
Also, Hitch, just saying.
What?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
How about that sports ball?
How about that sports ball? And again, he
I won the
said.
sports ball.
And again, he said, "You don't look like much."
Well, that's why we're looking for an escort.
Yeah, bet you are. He goes over to a basket on a shelf, starts inspecting it. Son of a bitch, there's splinters in this thing. He's not even paying attention to you at this point.
Well, do you know anyone that can help us or not?
Yeah?
Can you
Could
take
we-
us to him?
No?
Oh,
Why?
not?
Cause you found one already, you dipshits!
Oh, right.
Hold on.
What the man is saying is he is that. He is one of them. He's a big, strong lad. And I just realized
Oh!
I basically just told an armed mercenary to go fuck him. Okay, I'm gonna
Roll a d20 for shame. I had to do it, and damn it, so will you.
Roll for shame damage!
more like roll a d20 for Trevor to not shit his pants.
You take 7 shame.
Take 7 shits.
Alright.
Oh, I see. So, would you mind helping us, please?
Gonna be real honest here, little bird. I kinda do.
Is there anything we can do to repay you if you do help us?
Buy some shit. He gestures all around the store. No one else does.
I'll
You
buy
know,
some of your stuff.
I feel like even less people will buy shit if traders tend to avoid Ashra Nalora because of said, rabid animals and other poisonous things along the road.
He does not appear to acknowledge that.
How
big are the baskets?
They're decent size, like standard player's handbook size baskets. They won't hold much, but they're pretty well made.
Is there one that I could fit in?
No,
Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Ah.
You're not that
Can
small.
I have one? Alright, Momo goes up and reaches up and puts his hands on the desk like... I'm gonna give you a visual real quick. He just goes...
There he goes.
And he says, alright, I'll make a deal with you. If you... Alright. How long does it take to make baskets?
I'm a fucking expert woodworker, man. Doesn't take me any time at all.
Then would you be able to make a basket that I could fit in?
He sizes you up. Yeah?
And how much would that cost?
I'd say about, still sizing you up. 10 gold for a custom make?
I have 58 gold. I'll take it. And he
Great.
grabs 10 gold and he puts it on the table.
Great! Now get the fuck out of my store while I make your fucking basket.
Excellent. Have a good day, sir.
Bite me.
Oh, God.
Nah.
That guy slides an extra gold across the table. Make it comfy.
He stares at you. You're saying you don't trust me to make it comfy otherwise?
Oh no, I expect
That what you're
you to make
saying,
it
you little
practical.
man?
No, I expect you to make it wonderfully
Notably,
and
he
practically.
is shorter than you.
I expect you to make it practically. It's a basket after all. I was just hoping. Oh no, if you got it, you got it. I'll take my gold and I'll go.
He slams his hands down on your gold. Do not play with me, little man.
Not to be rude, but
Then we have a deal. Let's go. You've said enough, Trevor.
All right. Are the rest of you also heading out of the cheap dwarf?
fucking this guy is a mercenary. We need to get him.
We are getting him. He asked us to buy something. We're buying something. Then we're coming back once he's made it, and then we'll go.
Yeah, so
I
as
think-
we're walking out, Malithane just looks to everyone and just says, "You think he'll hold true to his word?"
Worth a shot.
Omarin,
I mean-
Solana offers up. Omarin is quite the.
If you said anything, could you repeat it? My hearing isn't what it used to be.
Solana says again. Omarin is quite an angry fellow, but I've never known him to break his promise.
Do you know of anything else we could do to waiver his decision?
Well,
Not talk to him for several hours. She raises an eyebrow and
I can do
shrugs.
that. I can do that.
Maybe
You can
we
do
could,
that.
maybe we
pretty
could
sh-
get him something like some bread or food or something.
I think silence is actually what he's
Yeah.
after. At which
I-
point Thavgath dabs and I
Stop!
Roll a performance check to dab.
oh shit.
Invent the dab!
Invent the dab.
I invoke dab.
Oh.
It's more like you slam your hand down into your elbow. No one knows
Phil,
what the hell
Phil,
you're
you
doing.
do this.
Wait. Do that again. I didn't see.
You do this. You thrust your head toward the air.
Are you having some kind of seizure?
Yes.
I can taste copper.
And there's nothing
Thank you,
funny
Max.
about that.
Thank you, Vegas. Having strong, get me the bundles.
All right. Right. Well, that's that one taken care of. I can take you to the second one I know of. All the rest you'll have to ask around town, or just get really lucky in your wandering.
Alright, we can do that.
All right.
On your way.
Solana
leads you again through the market streets, but not actually to anywhere in the market. Couple of hours out of town, so now it's like mid-afternoon. There is a grove where a couple of animals are just like darting between trees. Some of them, like when they dart behind trees, not coming out, but then coming out from the back of a completely different tree. And sitting on this like metal stool, leaning back, fast asleep, is a very, very old-looking elf.
Does he look familiar?
You've never seen this elf.
They look magical.
Roll an Arcana check.
An Arcana check. Trevlon's skill.
Oh, you're saying just because he's old that he must be magical?
Yeah, wow, ageist.
Who's the racist now?
Okay, so obviously, Trevlon, there's something magic going on in the trees. You don't know for sure.
Jesus.
Having been out here more recently, Thavagath, you get the feeling there are probably like dryads nearby or something, and they're magical. You don't know if the old man's magical or not. But he is fast asleep, and elves normally just fall into a trance rather than actually sleep.
Oh. Is he a half-elf or something?
Roll perception.
Okay.
Wow.
Malafane, go poke him with a stick.
No.
Perception, you said?
Perception, yes.
Perception.
All right.
Ooh, nice.
You take a closer look. He looks to be a full elf rather than a half elf. And on closer inspection, Momo, while you have never seen this particular elf before, back home, you did see drawings of him with your master's things.
Oh. What is it?
I've seen him before. Not him, but I've seen drawings of him back at my church where I was raised. I've seen some of the nuns and some of the worshippers draw pictures of him.
So what you're saying is that you think all elves look the same.
Momo, his arms drop. He does this look. Just, are you fucking serious?
Sorry, couldn't resist. That was a theme.
Momo just and just slaps his calf. Not his calf, his thigh. Just good man. Anyway, do we want to wake him? Because if he's some kind of higher entity that I am not sure about, then I don't want to bother him at all.
Well, we did come We did come all this way to go find another member of the Shisen Fae, so
we won't know unless we try.
I guess I'll do it then. He
All aboard.
Thank you, Thaf. He extends a feather finger and just taps his shoulder lightly. Excuse me, sir. He taps his shoulder again, slightly harder.
He keeps on snoring.
He steps back a little bit, takes another step back. Excuse me!
And the elf slowly wakes up, blinks his eyes, looks around, stares directly at you, Momo.
Hi. Hello, sir.
And then he slowly raises a hand up to his eyes, squints through like the gap in his hand, puts it down. You, he says, pointing. You're Arias's boy, aren't you? And that is where we shall cut this session.
Oh.
Are you kidding
Oh.
me? Alex, can't do this
Oh.
to me!
Yes,
That is the
I
most-
can.
That is the most brutal blue ball you've ever given us so far. Holy
I am a
Oh,
heartless
thank you,
bastard.
Alex. Thank you for my life.
I'll almost forgive you for killing the goat if you continue it for 10 more minutes. Fuck.
Nah.
But no.
Sorry, Sweaty. But he makes the rules.
I
He
make
makes
the
the rules.
rules.
He is the giant rat.
That makes all the rules. Thank you.
So
for...
I sketched out Jack O'Lantern. So give me a
Nice.
second, I'll take a screenshot of that.
All right. Thank you for coming to this session, everybody. It's been a hell of a session. We will
Back up
see
down.
you all
I
next
am
week.
emotionally drained. I literally cried.
Yeah.
I was literally bawling.
To be honest, I cut it here because I don't think we could have handled another emotional scene in this episode.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm not ready.
Oh
You're emotioned out.
I honestly thought for a second we were going to meet one of the political enemies.
no. Maybe you already
No,
have.
why are you laughing? Oh no.
Sorry, what was that, Alex?
And we'll see you next time, folks. Good night.
You can't just do that to me, no!
Yes, I can.